Assalamu alaikum. I'm reading your comments, and today's question is one many people quietly struggle with. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfectly just, why are people given such different lives? One person is born wealthy, another is born poor. One grows up surrounded by love, another grows up facing hardship. Some people have good health, while others face serious difficulties. Some people find opportunities everywhere, while others seem to struggle just to get through the day. So where is the justice? The Quran gives us an important perspective. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Do people think they will be left to say, 'We believe and will not be tested'?" Islam does not promise that everyone will receive the same life. It teaches something deeper. Everyone will be tested, but not everyone will receive the same test. Before we continue, I may not have the resources to create new visuals for every story, so you'll often see familiar scenes. But I believe the message is far more important than the pictures. My sincere intention is to share beneficial knowledge and help bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, using whatever means He has blessed me with. Think about a school exam. A teacher may give different students different questions, depending on what they are being tested on. Life is not identical for everyone either. Your wealth can be a test. Your poverty can be a test. Your health can be a test. Your illness can be a test. Your family can be a test. Your career can be a test. Even your success can be a test. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "We test you with evil and with good as a trial." Quran 21:35. Notice that carefully. The Quran says we can be tested with both hardship and good things. We often think only suffering is a test. But imagine having enormous wealth. What will you do with it? Will you help people, or will you become arrogant? If you have power, will you use it responsibly? If you have knowledge, will you use it to benefit others? And if you have very little, will you remain patient and grateful? That means someone who appears to have an easy life may be facing a test you cannot see. And someone experiencing hardship may be developing qualities that you cannot see either. So we should be careful when comparing our lives with other people's lives. You do not know the full story behind anyone else's test. And this gives us a completely different way of looking at life. You may see someone with money and think they are lucky, but wealth can be a test. You may see someone with a beautiful family and think they have everything, but family can also be a responsibility and a test. You may see someone struggling financially and think their life is worse, but perhaps their patience, faith, and response to hardship are bringing them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ways you cannot see. And we should remember something important. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what we do not know. He knows your circumstances. He knows what opportunities you had. He knows what obstacles you faced. He knows what was inside your heart. And He knows what you could and could not control. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. Quran 2:36. This does not mean every hardship will feel easy. Some tests can be extremely painful. Islam does not tell a suffering person your pain does not matter. It teaches that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the pain, sees the struggle, and that nothing is ultimately meaningless. Prophet Muhammad taught that remarkable is the affair of the believer. When something good happens, they are grateful, and that is good for them. When hardship comes, they are patient, and that is also good for them. So both ease and difficulty can become opportunities for a believer. But there is another question. If people receive different tests, will they be judged differently? Yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfectly just. He does not judge you simply by what you possessed. He judges you by what you did with what you were given. A person with wealth has responsibilities that a poor person may not have. A person with knowledge has responsibilities that someone without that knowledge may not have. Someone given great opportunities may be accountable for how they use them. This is why comparing yourself to another person can be misleading. You are not running their race. You are responsible for your own choices. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah does not wrong even the weight of an atom. Quran 4:40. So when you see differences between people, remember, different lives do not necessarily mean different worth. Different circumstances do not mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves one person and hates another, and hardship is not automatically a sign of punishment. Sometimes the greatest test is having everything you want. Sometimes the greatest test is learning patience with what you do not have. So instead of asking, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them a better life than me? Try asking, what is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asking me to do with the life I have? If you are wealthy, be generous. If you are struggling, be patient while taking the means available to you. If you have knowledge, use it wisely. If you have influence, use it responsibly. And whatever your circumstances, keep turning toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.